Hey, it is an actual, factual, maximal combiner. Couldn't get the last word to rhyme, but it's all good. Hey, this was proposed by King of Salt Games, and this is basically an all maximal fossilizer combiner. Really, really great concept. Don't know why I didn't think of that myself, probably because I'm not as creative, but props and shout outs to King of Salt Games. Very curious to know what's the genesis of that handle, but yeah, very cool name. And so, like I said, this is an all maximal combiner. I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's really neat. The colors obviously kind of really make him stand out, and he's a very unique looking bot. If you follow the channel, you can see that I borrowed some of the trends that I developed using creating the other fossilizer, the 4-bot fossilizer. But still, this guy's pretty unique on his own, and there's a lot of asymmetry going on just because we have the inclusion of a Dracodon over there, and yeah. And also normally for these longer videos, because I'm gonna break him down and show you how to make him. Assuming that a lot of y'all got this at home, I will normally I don't record him vertical for the longer videos, but my setup just doesn't permit me to record this guy in horizontal form, and he's just really really tall. And so but yeah, let's get on with it. Let's talk about the easy bits first, right? So first, you can see that the head is the tricranius head with wing finger, the combined mode inside, and we have the tricranius body flipped upside down, very similar to how the official fossilizer combiner works, and very similar gimmick in that there's a transmutate head. I mean, I may call him Paleotrex and Arachnite, but you know what I'm getting at. So you have the transmutate head as the lower half, transmutate thighs, wing finger top half to become the thighs. But anyway, before I get into all of that, let's talk about the arms. The arms up top, these are the small ractinite legs, and they are plugging into, there are 2 pegs over here on the rack body or tricranius body, and then you're flipping these backwards, and there is a port on one side of the leg. You want that port to be on the upside because this thing needs to be plugged in basically, and there's a peg that will protrude. I mean, I really don't want to take this guy apart, and so I'll only take him apart as necessary where I need to. Like the legs, I may need to kind of do that, but for the top, I think you'll be able to kind of like follow along with me. And so the top part is the calf of the transmutate with that peg flipped out, and that's plugging into the small rack leg. You extend it down, you have the ractinite hip, then you have the Dracodon converted like so, like that, and you have that plugged in basically, and that is one arm. The second arm is the wing finger dino skull, the tricranius hip with the little tail part, and then the actual tail kind of plugged in, and it's cool, it's nice and opposable. And if you want to look at the back, so the small rack legs, the tricranius legs, they're going to have 2 pegs protruding out from the heels. You want to plug those into the wing finger thighs, and then you wrap those around and you plug it into the lower half of the wing finger torso. That's right there, and it's a really really tight fit, and it'll hold everything in place. And at the end of this, you extend the Dracodon tail, and on the back port of the tricranius body, you need to have this tail here. And why do I say you need to have this tail? Because without it, the body will want to flip backwards because the head is wobbly, you know? And so having this here presses down on that dino skull of the transmutate, and it'll prevent it from doing so. And so, yeah, it's not just there for decoration or because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. It's quite required, yeah? So that is the top part of the torso, which I'm going to disengage right now. Actually, you know what? I can just remove the legs at the easy bits, and those are just the sides right here. So, excuse me, boss. And you'll see what I mean. It's like, see that? How it wants to fall down on this, and so you let it do that, and that's fine, yeah. So, move that to the side. All right, so each of the legs, actually, they're kind of symmetrical, but they're not at the same time. But we're doing what we can, what we have to work with. So this side is the transmutate thigh. You have the tricranius leg plugged in right here. And behind the tricranius leg, you have the, oops. I'm glad I caught that before I totally wasted this video. So you have transmutate's thigh. And then you have tricranius's leg down here, and then there's a peg that protrudes from the back. You plug in the wing finger hand, you wrap around the forearm, then you plug that into the tricranius foot, or the transmutate foot, basically. And this foot will be sitting on top of it. It won't be flush, but trust me, it works better that way. I try to get them to be both flush, and this ends up being better. Yeah, just take my word for it. Or maybe you can figure out a different way. Remix it if you want. This is the axe blade plugged into the back of the thighs. I had to twist this bit around to get clearance, and then that plugs in right there. And then you have the head threaded through here just because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. And this part right here, the waist bit that this would normally connect to the top of the Paleotrex torso, you have the wing foot plugged in here, you extend it up, and then the back of it you plug into this thigh. And then so it's a very, very secure piece. Yeah, that's one side. The second side is the wing finger top torso, and very similar to the axe bit because they play kind of a similar role. You have the tail plugged in, tricranius leg, plug the wing finger fist to the back, extend this out, and again, the Paleotrex claw foot thing. And that's it. That's it. And so this is the body. And you may need to use some paper to thicken up the tolerances on the connectors and stuff like that. In some areas, yes. In some areas, no. I just don't like permanently modifying my toys, and so I just keep using tiny pieces of paper. Even though Kiki is a great product, and I do use it for some of my bots, like my Titan Returns Insecticons, those guys are just ridiculously loose, and I had to permanently kind of thicken their ball joints and sockets and stuff. But for these guys, where I'm taking them apart constantly and like rebuilding and stuff, I mean, I don't need to do all that. And so little pieces of paper to the rescue. And so here we go. Pretty neat, right? And so King Assault Games, I think that was or Salty King Games. My bad, dude. I'm really bad with this stuff. I think it was King Assault Games. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh, is it supposed to be King Assault? Like assaulting? I don't know. But thank you so much for the proposal. And King Assault Games also suggested, I'm assuming it's King Assault Games. Hold on for a second. Yeah, King of Salt Games also suggested that I do a Predacon combiner as well, and I have. And for that one, what's kind of cool is I have both a bot mode and an alt mode. I don't know why I didn't do an alt mode for this guy, probably because I was lazy. But that guy, he has a bot mode and an alt mode, and I'm very, very excited to show those off. I don't know if I'll show them off in the same video or if I'll have them in separate videos, but yeah. For what it's worth, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, if you have all the Maximal Fossilizers at home, you too can make this build. And even if you don't have the Maximal guys, if you just have these builds in general, one rack, one paleo, one wing, one vertebrae, it's going down. You can make this character, and I hope you have fun doing so, okay? So it is Botbender Orange wishing you all a very good, happy moment in space-time. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.